This is Wednesday Addams, and I will show you the best way to play like her in Dungeons and Dragons. Our goals for this build are to be great at fencing, have a wide range of skill proficiencies, and get a helper-like thing from the Addams family. So stay tuned until the end to see how we did, and don't forget to subscribe. Wednesday and the rest of the Addams family have an undead-like quality to them. They have ivory skin and are regularly described as looking half dead. Not only this, but Wednesday herself looks like she could be the reincarnation of her witch ancestor, Goody Addams, who is sort of like a spirit guide to her. Due to all of this, the most fitting race is the Reborn race, from Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. Ancestral Legacy gives you proficiency in 2 skills, take Investigation and Perception. Deathless Nature gives advantage against disease and poison saving throws, resistance to poison damage, advantage on death saving throws, immunity to sleep, and removes the need to eat, drink, or breathe. Knowledge from a past life represents Wednesday's connection to Goody in addition to her visions from the past. When you make an ability check that uses a skill, you can roll a d6 and add it onto the result. This can be used a number of times equal to your proficiency modifier per long rest. Using point buy, we select 8 strength, 15 dexterity, 13 constitution, 10 intelligence, 10 wisdom, and 15 charisma. Racial modifiers bring dexterity and charisma to 16 and constitution to 14. Take the inheritor background. Gomez is very wealthy. You can now get the history proficiency and the viol instrument proficiency, which is kind of similar to the cello. Level 1 goes into rogue. You gain expertise in 2 of your skill proficiencies. There are so many instances of people losing track of Wednesday when she's sleuthing around, so sneak is a must. The other proficiency is in her thieves tools, as she is evidently very good at picking locks. Level 1 rogues get sneak attack once per turn whenever they hit a creature with a weapon attack possessing either the finesse or range qualities. In addition, to qualify for sneak attack, the attack roll needs to either be made at advantage or when you have an ally within 5 feet of the target creature and you don't have disadvantage. The sneak attack damage is currently 1d6. Thieves' Cant is an additional language you also pick up at this level. Level 2 goes into Rogue. You get the Cunning Action feature, letting you dash, disengage, or hide as a bonus action. Level 3 goes into Rogue and you get a subclass. We pick Swashbuckler. You gain the Fancy Footwork feature, meaning when you make a melee attack against a creature, that creature can't make attacks of opportunity against you for the rest of your turn. You also gain the Rakish Audacity feature. This means your initiative modifier goes up an equal amount to your charisma modifier, and you can also qualify for sneak attack if you are within 5 feet of the target and no other creatures are within 5 feet of you, as long as you don't have disadvantage. Speaking of sneak attack, it is now increased to 2d6. Level 4 goes into Rogue for your first ability score increase, and we take the Lucky feat. This gives you 3 luck points. When you make an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can spend 1 luck point to roll an additional d20. You get to choose which of the d20s is used. If an attack roll is made against you, you can spend a luck point and roll a d20, choosing whether the attack uses their roll or yours. These points replenish on a long rest. As there is no way to actually look into the future, the closest mechanic probably being Portent from the Divination Wizard, the Lucky feat is a nice way to simulate knowing the outcome. In addition, being lucky also simulates the Addams' death-defying nature. Level 5 goes into Rogue, where we gain the Uncanny Dodge feature. When an attacker hits you with an attack you can see, you can use your reaction to half the attack's damage against you. Your sneak attack also increases to 3d6. Level 6 is our first level in Warlock. Witches in folklore are mortal women that make pacts with the devil or other fiendish beings. Several female members of the Addams family have been referred to as witches. Maybe that's how the Addamses gained their otherworldliness to begin with, and now the whole family are in on the pact. The most thematic pact we can make is the Undying Patron. You get an expanded spell list and the Among the Dead feature. Apart from the Spare the Dying cantrip, this requires any undead creature to make a wisdom saving throw before being able to directly target you with an attack or harmful spell. If they fail, they have to target someone else or forfeit the action. If they pass, they are immune to this effect for 24 hours. Undead creatures you harm also gain the 24-hour immunity. When you take this level, you get 2 cantrips and 2 first level spells. For the cantrips, pick Prestidigitation to help creep people out, and Infestation because of the flashback scene where Wednesday gets a horde of spiders that chase off the other kids. For the first level spells, take Hex for Wednesday's probability manipulation and Comprehend languages because it's been shown that she can pick them up extraordinarily quickly. Level 7 is our second level in Warlock where we get 2 Eldritch Invocations. Armor of Shadows lets you cast Mage Armor on yourself whenever you want. This suits Wednesday as she does not wear any armor. We also take Eyes of the Runekeeper to read all writing but won't be holding on to it for long. You get another first level spell, take Armor of Agathis if you want help in melee, or Protection from Evil and Good for a good all-rounder. Level 8 is our third level in Warlock. We get to pick a Pact boon, taking the Pact of the Chain. We learn the Find Familiar spell and can cast it as a ritual. We can summon an Imp, Pseudo-Dragon, Quasit, or Sprite instead of the usual familiar options. When we take the attack action, we can withhold an attack to allow our familiar to use its reaction to make an attack. Familiars roll their own initiative in combat and can act on their own except for taking the attack action. While they are within 100 feet, you can communicate telepathically with it, even spending an action to see through its eyes. And within this distance, when you cast a spell with a range of touch, the familiar can deliver the spell using its own reaction. We are gonna summon an Imp. They can shape change into many things including a spider. When you summon a familiar, they can take on aspects of your patron. What Addams Family member runs around like a spider made of animated flesh? Thing. He's practically the Addams Family Pact familiar. We are also going to take the opportunity to swap out Eldritch Invocations from Eyes of the Runekeeper to Gift of the Ever-Living Ones. When you regain hit points and your familiar is within 100 feet, you get to treat the dice as having rolled their maximum. You get access to second level spells. Crown of Madness matches Wednesday's torturous disposition to Pugsley. On to level 9, we take our 6th level in Rogue where we gain 2 more expertises. Wednesday not only could tell when Gomez was lying, but she was also able to solve a long dead murder mystery. Pick Insight and Investigation. Level 10 is our 7th level in Rogue. We learn the Evasion feature, letting you take half damage from dexterity saving throws if you fail and no damage if you pass. Your sneak attack damage also increases to 46. Level 11 is our 8th level in Rogue, getting our second ability score increase. We take 2 points in dexterity. Level 12 is our 9th level in Rogue, where swashbucklers get Panache. As an action, you can make a persuasion check against the creature's insight if you share a language and it can hear you. If you win and they're hostile, they have disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than you and can't make opportunity attacks against anyone but you. This lasts for 1 minute, or until your companions attack it or affect it with a spell, or until you are more than 60 feet away from it. If you win the contest but they aren't hostile, then they are charmed for 1 minute instead. Sneak attack also increases to 5d6. Level 13 is our 10th level in Rogue, where we get another ability score improvement, maxing out our dexterity. Level 14 is our 11th level in Rogue, gaining the Reliable Talent feature. Wednesday flourishes at any skill she attempts. Now when you roll below a 10 on a d20 for an ability check that you have proficiency in, you can treat the roll as a 10. Sneak attack also increases to 6d6. Level 15 is our 12th level in Rogue, where you get an ability score increase again. Now we start improving our charisma by adding 2 points. Level 16 is our 13th level in Rogue, where swashbucklers get Elegant Maneuver. This lets you use a bonus action to gain advantage on an acrobatics or athletics check that turn. Sneak attack also increases to 7d6. Level 17 is our 14th level in Rogue. 14th level rogues get the Blind Sense feature. If Wednesday wasn't eerie before, she will be now, because as long as her ears work, you are aware of the location of any hidden or invisible creature within 10 feet of you. Level 18 is our 15th level in Rogue, giving us proficiency in wisdom saving throws thanks to the Slippery Mind. Sneak attack also increases to 8d6. Level 19 is our 16th level in Rogue for the final ability score increase. Feel free to improve Charisma, Constitution, or take a feat where you feel it will benefit you the most in your campaign. Level 20 is our 17th and final level in Rogue, where swashbucklers gain the Master Duelist feature. If you miss an attack roll, you can roll it again with advantage. This can be done once per short rest, and sneak attack increases to 9d6. So how did we do? We have learned from our dear dad Gomez and became a great fencer. Thanks to the swashbuckler subclass, you can dish out 9d6 sneak attack damage per turn on top of your rapier's damage. With your subclass features, you are then free to move out of that creature's range. If you need more movement speed, just bonus action dash. If you wanted a way to boost damage and stop the creature from chasing after you, you could swap out a cantrip for Booming Blade and flavour it that the technique was taught to you by Uncle Fester. We wanted a wide range of skills. Rogue took care of that too, with expertise and reliable talent being supported by lucky and knowledge from a past life. Thing being an imp familiar shape changed into the spider form just makes a lot of sense to me, especially since he moves like a large spider and a dismembered hand really matches our patron in terms of flavour. He not only boosts the range of your touch spells but can also contribute towards your own healing. The utility of familiars, especially one that can go invisible and change forms like an imp, also increases a rogue's already formidable utility. So there you have it. Wednesday Addams in Dungeons & Dragons. Subscribe so you don't miss my next video, and leave a comment for any suggestions. I'll see you next time, and thank you for watching.